I think we're getting ready to get into games, so I'm gonna dip out.
All
and
right,
I'm gonna
all
let
right,
you two take control. I see you guys. I have to go. I have to go.
He's Eddie out. You just dug with me now,
Hello,
Turtle.
Leaf.
That's right. I'm gonna give your voice a little bit of a break here. You know what? You just want to go take a nap real quick? Solo cast.
Yeah, no, I'm fine with that. See, the reason why I didn't want to be paired up with you in the cast is because you're just gonna make me look so bad.
No, dude,
how amazing you are. You know what I'm saying?
No, I think
it's unacceptable.
You've been casting a lot more games than I have recently. You expected too much out of me.
You know what? Back in the day, I was always watching Liefx on the RLCS broadcast, and I was just thinking to myself, dang, he's got it. He's got the it factor. I don't like being put up here with you because I just can't compare. But you know who else can't compare to Magic Bear? That's almost nobody on the field, Leaf. Nobody.
You just dropping bars right now, dude, too.
I am dropping bars.
Yeah, I can't even follow it up, so. Alpine Esports version 1, best of 7, likely to go to game 7 because every single match, except for the, KCP and Sonics on day 1, went to game 7. There's one game or a series that went to game 6. So, buckle up, everyone. This one should go to the distance, too. Maybe. I mean, Turtle, I have Alpine, to be honest, having a little bit more strength in this series over version 1 here. But, like, again, talking about the uptrend of version 1, that could be an incorrect statement.
Yeah, I think I keep bringing this up with version 1, and I don't want to. But they lost his SSG with Chrome, man. And I don't know why I feel I keep bringing it up. But that's the only thing I got so far going in. But I still think it's going to be a close game. That loss alone, I think, solidifies that Alpine should have the advantage coming out here. I personally think that the Alpine ceiling is higher, but the consistency, and the base level of how version 1 performs in every single matchup is a little bit higher than Alpine.
Well, let's find out, because no one seems to be able to find the back of the net yet. We're already 2 minutes into game number 1. Chad, I'm curious. Press 1 if you think Alpine's going to win. Press 2 if you think version 1's going to win. I want to see what chat looks like in a second.
This is like a budget version of like the predictions that we've always done. Yeah, there you go.
we don't got graphics for it, so we'll use Twitch chat. It's a resource.
We take it though. We take it.
Oh, there's actually a lot of version 1. Maybe it's just the 2. Okay. No, I was gonna say I can't tell if it's just because the 2 is bigger and has more pixels. Oh, do it! Jordan, just gonna roll on through. You see a mind game on the first one and just bodies through the second.
This is why I love Jordan, because he comes out with these and nobody expects it. Give my man some credit. Jordan popping off in the first half of the game. We're just now going into the second half. Alpine leading. Those are the type of plays that we expect out of Alpine because we know they have those mechanics. But on the other side, Leaf, if I have to pick one player, I think it's Torment. Torment has been such a treat to watch. Whenever this version 1 picked up calm, I think Torment then started to flow in so nicely.
So what do you think he's doing? Like, what is it that we're watching out for? Like,
yeah.
What are we gonna see him do?
He's back to that season 6 vibe, okay, where Torment was hitting every shot as the third man. Yeah. While Torment did give AXP compliments previously on version 1, saying he's happy to play aggressive, we need him to make moments like this happen where he's forcing a 50, almost gets the follow-up shot, and comes in to clean everything up. Because with AXP, he was more aggressive, which I personally didn't like too much. He seemed uncomfortable, and Jordan obviously doesn't seem that uncomfortable in this series as he's nailing everything.
Yeah, look at this, just high flying, no boost. Calm was out. He was backwards too. That was just an awkward recovery. I think version 1 honestly should have given up on that mid play. Just have one guy 50 and the others back off for defense, because they were just such an awkward transition there. So Alpine, Jordan specifically, 2 goals for the team now. They'll be looking for the hat trick in game number 1 of this best of 7.
Yeah. And we noticed that Jordan is more aggressive. I like that always for Alpine. Magic Bear previously used to be the guy who was going for demos, but stepping down a bit, letting Jordan do his thing. You see him making connections with Magic Bear in the midfield. Magic Bear goes for the the dunk. Tries to force that one in. Almost got it. And now the fake with the backflip almost goes in there from Torment, diving across, making a heroic save. Still can't get that third goal for Alpine, but they are lurking for it. They finally managed to nail this one, and it's Percy.
There it is. It's not Jordan, it's Percy this time. He says, you know what, Jordan, you're stealing all the spotlight.
Yeah, he
I
wants
want one
some.
too. And where's that defense again? I mean, like, 2 of these shots now have just gone to nets with nobody on the goal line. It's not even like it was a shot just placed well.
Yeah.
There was just no one there.
Yeah, and that's just the slower rotation from version 1, which we typically don't see. That's why I was complimenting Torment, because almost every single time there's a risky situation, Jordan, I have no idea how he almost got that angle, but I was just saying Torment usually is the guy who's coming in with the rotations that are always very tight and perfectly timed. But so far in game 1, we have not seen that.
Well, they got a lot of time to adjust, a lot of time for both these teams to make changes throughout the series. Game 1 looking like it's going to be Alpine's with 30 seconds left and 3 goals up. Not a really good chance for version 1 to pull back. Possible, but it's not very often we see a comeback of this caliber. So I'm thinking version 1 will be looking at game 2 to say, oh yeah, we had some I don't know why when I said, oh yeah, I did a little shoulder wiggle. Like that's what they're doing. they're getting their blood flowing, I guess.
I'm all about the shoulder wiggles as well. I think that's nice. We've been talking about shoulders like this whole cast for some reason. This one hits the floor. Alpine taking game 1, talking about shoulders. That's how you know we were confident in their performance so far. We don't even need to talk about them as that one's concluding. But it was weird from version 1. Like you had mentioned, the defense, those rotations, there was a lot of empty space that they just let Alpine have, and it just came down to the striking abilities of Alpine, because there were plenty of opportunities that they didn't even have to work for to get.
I think the thing is we saw there too, the Torment was on that he was on that offense a lot. We saw him up there getting those 50-50s, being a part of the place. He also had the most saves on the team, which means he was the other end of the field. So Torment's doing a lot of work on the field right now, and I wonder if that's a bit of the problem, is that either A, they're all trying to do too much and someone's just not feeling it today, or B, they don't really know where people should be put based off their strengths.
Yeah, and I mean, we mentioned Gimmick going for ball chasing styles, I guess, on the field. He's always trying to get some kind of touch in and force some really good 50s, which he needs. We need that Gimmick. We need the Gimmick who's running for every ball, trying to make a play out of almost nothing. Here he is in the corner. What's he got? Almost a flip reset. Not too much for him, but where's Gimmick on the field? That's where most of version 1's opportunities lie, is following up that 50 that Gimmick starts in the corner.
Game number 2 in Alpine. Grab the first win at this best of 7. Version 1, a little bit confused on their defensive positioning. They're looking to get physical now, though. You saw a little bit of bullying around that goal line. We'll see if they can make that work. A lot of times you'll see teammates that can't, or opponent, I don't even know what I'm saying anymore, teams that can't find an opening start to try to generate themselves with that physical play. And we're seeing that now coming out for version 1. There were some bumps. There's a demo midfield. But Alpine's doing a good job of holding on right now. If they start losing control of those defensive boosts, though, Alpine could be in trouble.
Oh, and this is more pressure that we've seen from version 1 from every single second in game 1. This is completely different. Torment now going into the corner, see what he has off the ceiling. A flip saved, but nothing too threatening as Percy's able to casually take this one out. But I like the fact that version 1 are prioritizing this pressure and keeping the ball in their half.
I wonder if they're focusing a little bit too much directly on the net, though. I mean, Torment just tried to go for a doomsy dish while 2 people were in the net. That's a play that's not necessarily going to work against a strong defense. Right. When you had Calm right down center and he could have had the pass, maybe he was just hoping to threaten that and pull one of the defenders out.
Oh, Gimmick. This is what we need. Gimmick. That play, the unique style that Gimmick adds to this game. He has some insane touches that really are almost impossible to predict. And that is what I want to see more and more from this man coming out. Version 1 have got to ride that wave.
You look at Alpine's approach to offense, though, is a lot more team-based and faith-based.
Oh, okay.
He's just running around. Destruction, and that's going to be... Whereas we thought maybe they realized this was a problem in game 1, and yet it's not been fixed.
Leaf, you take out 2 players on the other team, and you get scored on. That's how you know the timing was just barely off, and that feels bad, man, right there. Because You made an attempt to go for a crazy play with Gimmick getting both demos. There was some space, but I don't think his teammates were prepared. Early shots on net from Alpine. After all that defense and holding on, they managed to get one counterattack, and things are starting to change.
Halfway through game number 2, and that's going to be an own goal there. Com's going to get credit for it. He throws one off the crossbar, solo play by himself. I forget who it was, Magic Bear. That's not the best touch. He puts it straight into his own net to tie it up.
And I don't blame Magic Bear for jumping there. He knew it was going to bounce off the crossbar, but he had the worst angle to approach it, trying to get something out of it. Not too much potential there on the defensive side. He panicked a bit, and that's an easy situation to go for, is where you just freak out, try to get a save. Com now stepping up huge for Version1, his second one in game 2.
Com was mad that he didn't get the direct credit for that other one. Sure, he got the goal.
Yeah, he needs more.
But Magic Bear took the credit from him, so he's like, no. I need one now. And now...
Love the offense and the aggression from Version1, especially with Com.
Yeah, lead for Version1 now. Alpine doesn't look too bad though in the field.
Oh no, they look fantastic, to be honest. And it's the defense a little bit that is shaky, but when they do get on the other side of the pitch, things start to go their way. And you can see that with the early shots that we have see unfold in front of us. But Gimmick now off the ceiling, much better mechanics from Version1 as well, which I have noticed. Yeah. You know, we needed that in the first game. They were a bit flat, and now coming out here, they've hit passes like this. Vision on the field has been pretty flawless, and Com, absolute monster so far in game 2.
I'm just worried about how much these solo plays are going to last across the best of 7. I mean, you're eventually going to get to the point where Alpine starts saying, okay, well, I see your flip resets or your double taps, but I'm going to be ready for that. Magic Bear says we don't want to even wait that long. We're going to do it in game number 2 here.
Oh, there was so much hang time, though, for this ball. Torment jumped up. I was wondering, why did nobody get up for this? Torment saw the bounce. It was his job to get in front of it and could not find any contact. Misread that play. Alpine are there to punish, smack that one in, and it was off of a very high shot as well.
Final minute approaching. We're tied up. Alpine leads the series 1-0 in a best of 7. Version1 is looking to tie that series up.
Well, this is certainly Version1's game, too. I mean, you think about the free goal that got handed to them from Magic Bear, the own goal. Come out here, and we're still tied up. Matter of fact, Alpine are the ones taking the lead.
How is Magic Bear just gets up there right up? Maybe thought the pass was coming down to him. He just why is he in that spot?
I don't know. I think Com is saying the same thing in his
He's saying, excuse me?
What are you going for? That's absolute disrespect. From Magic Bear, or excuse me, because Magic Bear is there, that's how you know Magic Bear does not think Com's getting a good hit whatsoever. He says, I know exactly what you're going to do with this. It's going to be a horrible hit, and I'm going to dunk everything you got. Disrespectful, absolutely destroyed, and Magic Bear will take that win. But Version1, they look good, Leaf. They look fantastic, but that defensive mistake, I don't think they're ready for aggression out of Alpine.
Yeah, no, that's what I said, though. I don't know how much these solo plays are going to continue to work. Like, we see Alpine working together a lot more, I think, than we're seeing Version1 do it. At least the follow-ups from Alpine look a little bit cleaner and a little more thought out. They always have that third man back, something we've seen Version1 struggling with just a little bit out of these last 2 games. So I think if they just connect a little bit better on those plays upfield, this will be a much closer series. But Alpine coming into the
no way.
Is trying to get the bump. No finish for Com. If this ball touches the ground, we go to game 3 with a 2-0 lead for Alpine.
Yeah, and we could all see what Com was going for. The fake flip reset, drop it down, and then go for a midair bump. That would have been something special. To get that buzzer beater and send us into overtime. But so far, this looks like we have the making of a series that might not go the distance, Leaf. The one time I get to cast with you, we might not get the game 7, but I'm calling that a little bit early, okay? We've seen crazier things happen. I think this next game obviously is so important because as we've all mentioned in best of 7s, getting a reverse sweep in this long of a series is so difficult to pull off.
I think Alpine just really doesn't like my casting. They're like, we need to get him off the screen.
They're like, please get this guy out of here. He's not biased enough like Turtle. Come on, man.
You know what it was? It's because during the RLCS, during those last days, I didn't predict Alpine during one of the series. They kicked me out of the house, and then they talked to the team, and they said, you need to win everything that Leaf casts fast so that he gets less screen time. That's what it was.
I mean, they're just trying to shut you up. They're simply just trying to shut you up. And version 1, I mean, they have got a lot to prove. With the loss against SSG earlier on, this matchup is important as well for Alpine, the Game 7 loss against the Knights. They're looking for their first win. Let's see what Calm has. He has been pretty much the only one stepping up so far for version 1. Who else do we need to see? I mean, I would love to see Torment come in with some third-man striking, but I think a lot of that relies on Gimmick's ability to push this ball out in the middle from the corners.
Yeah, you got those plays. Like, we know that those guys have the mechanical ability to get past one or two players.
Oh my goodness!
Well, yeah, I mean, you called it. It was Torment putting it out from the corner here, but that's what I wanted, is them to connect on those passes a bit more.
Oh, and that's a perfect play. You have Calm going into the corner on the other side for a demo, searching for a physical attempt on net. Then we've got Torment taking it slower in the corner. Make sure he gets it out into the middle. Gimmick is waiting, full confidence in Torment and his ability to get it out to the middle, able to punish and capitalize on that demo. Version 1, that's the team play that we know they're capable of.
Well, much like anything Rocket League turns into a rock, paper, scissors sometimes. On this time, Alpine's defense, looking like versions 1, that transition was so fast. Look how hard Torment sends that up to Calm, and a banger to put in 2.
Yeah, it's all about the pace of that pass. If you have any slower hit, you're giving Alpine time to recover and get that final rotation into the net to find a save. Version 1, Torment knew all about it and what to do and how to make that play happen.
To get a dunk, he did try. Look how aggressive they're being on this offense, though. Again, I was saying with the rock, paper, scissors is that this aggression is very hard to deal with as a defender, especially if you don't have boost, but punishable if there's a hard clear by that defender. And
wait, Gimmick, do it to him. Oh my goodness, I am so sad. That play started with a clear, and it hit off Gimmick, falling in the midfield, who caught it, and then continued to dribble out. I am so sad right now. I wanted to see that so badly.
Well, why couldn't you do it, Gimmick? Come on, you've let the turtle down. You're making him cry.
It was so nice, because I don't think we've ever seen a play like that where you're able to. That's like next level, like the new meta, is having a clear pre-jump pass to catch it in the midfield.
Maybe I'll try it again. I wouldn't be surprised they're up now as well. In game 2, they're up by 3 goals. In game 3, sorry. And Alpine starting to worry that maybe their lead isn't going to hold on for too long.
Yeah, and Torment's got a playmaker now to his name, picking up 3 assists. Nice little dish out. I believe Gimmick was about to go up for it, but called off from Calm, who finished it off a bit easier. Nice little angle. This is abysmal so far from the defense out of Alpine. They have not been able to meet shots in the air. Like right in that situation, Torment needs to get challenged and have somebody stuff that shot. Otherwise, you're getting more threatening attempts put on your net.
I see someone asking what the rank of these players are. Their rank is professional player.
Yes.
This is literally the best of the best.
The best of the best. And we didn't see the pre-jump clear dribble play, so I'm a little bit sad. Maybe we'll get a Brazil though. Calm is trying to pad the stats.
This one's getting out of control here, Calm. Is that a hat trick for him now? It is. There's Calm's hat trick in game number 3. Version 1 is running away with this game in this series. They have a lot of catching up to do. They are down 2 games, so this is a good start to that momentum.
Yeah. And Calm is actually shooting 75% on target now. 3 for 4 with shots and goals. Percy looking good on the offensive side. Maybe this could be the start for a little comeback. 2 minutes left. If they get one here, it's definitely possible. I wouldn't doubt it, but Jordan too wide, can't find the angle, and it's cleared out from Gimmick.
Alpine is looking to pull back. 2 minutes left is enough time. I've seen it happen in ranked. Not often.
What is play. This is looking right. This is ranked right now. Speaking of ranked, I think we're playing it.
It's just everyone is like out of boost. They don't know where to go. They're backwards half the time. I love it. It was familiar territory for me.
Here we go. Oh, lovely transition. That's what we need. The pass. look at the vision for Magic Bear. He saw the double commit and was able to turn it around and snipe Percy on the other side.
I love counterattacks like this, straight down the middle, because while it is harder to get those shots, like in a redirect like Percy just got there, it is still the quickest way to move down the field instead of moving off the wall and getting an infield pass. Straight down the center, have that guy cheat up as fast as possible, get that pass to him. Clinical, straight to the books. Alpine, that's how you counterattack. And off a kickoff, they might have the momentum to be able to get another one.
Yeah. I mean, it's not likely, but we've seen stranger things. I mean, if you had watched the previous series, Sonics made an incredible comeback against Rogue. They were down. I believe it was like 4-1, 3-0. I believe it was a 3-goal comeback. So we've seen it before, even today. You never know.
Well, final minute left. Their time is ticking down. Alpine might be looking at game number 4 to bring themselves to match point rather than game number 3. As Version1 stole this one.
Oh, no way, no way! Gimmick got in front of that shot. He had predicted the pass and knew where the shot was going to come out from. That could have been something that would have changed this game. Really, maybe we would have seen a comeback. I don't want to be too over dramatic and say we would have gotten a comeback had that gone in, but oh my goodness, I was getting spooked for Version1.
I mean, it's a possibility. Kickoff goals happen, but you got to be on kickoff. And Alpine, with a close attempt, they tried to bully one through. There's another one. Bottom corner just missed out. And Alpine's getting so close, but falling just short of all of these shots. And game number 3, at this point, with 3 goals down, is going to go to Version1. They take one in the series. It's not going to be as quick as maybe you were mentioning before, Turtle. Alpine starting to find a Version1 putting up a bit of a fight.
And it all resides in the Alpine defense. There is really no criticism I can give to Alpine's offense because, like we just saw, you know, there are fantastic chances that sometimes they won't put away, but it's looking very dangerous for Version1 and their defense because they have to put up with a lot of these crazy fast-paced shots and passes that are coming in. However, on the defensive side for Alpine, I think they struggle the most in the corners. If you think back to Torment's passes, almost all of those started in the corner that he dished out to the midfield. So I'm not sure if it's a slower rotation into the corner, if it's the fact that they don't have boost to get up there in time. But either way, they've got to fix some of those issues in those corners.
I think, honestly, it came down to Alpine not really being ready for this ramp up in speed. Like they were watching a lot of the solo plays outside the box, you know, kind of coming in head on, and they were ready for a lot of those plays before. And that's why they were able to transition, you know, and have some of those open net shots down the other end too. Is like they were catching Version1 off guard, but now I think it's the other way around. Alpine, it's like, whoa, okay. Pace has been brought up a lot here. We're seeing them connect with each other on passing plays. We're going to have to be ready for that. So it's up to Alpine to make those adjustments into game number 4. And Version1 is going to see if what they just did works again. If it does, great. If it doesn't, it reverses. It's always that back and forth of which team can adjust.
But again, we had a fantastic start for Alpine early on in the series. They are 1 game away from getting to match point. Version1 still looking to tie up the series. They do have that first step taken care of with that first game.
That defense is a little bit iffy, though, on Alpine right now. You saw a bit of miscommunication, a double commit, and that third guy jumping across. Maybe just get in front of the ball, seeing the double commit. But that could have left them in a really bad spot if the possession went back to Version1.
Calm's been aggressive so far. What a ground pinch, too. Faking out the defense. Person on the other side, maybe he can get a little flashy play of his own. Doesn't find a rebound off the backboard, and they've given it right back to Version1.
Ooh, bum plays again. Jordan knocked out. That could have been a push from the sideboard out center, but it wasn't. Jordan gets it. Doesn't
where's the defense?
What he wanted, though. And what? Percy, where do you go, Percy?
What is going on? I don't think anybody expected Jordan to get the flip reset. Magic Brand and Percy had both taken a turn. Percy didn't have the boost, and he was trying to get the midfield one. That's such a weird angle. I think a lot of it comes down to Jordan's hit as well. He kind of just gave away that clear.
I think it was that. I think, Jordan moved up a little bit too much, not realizing Percy couldn't get back in time. So I wouldn't say that's much on Percy. I think, again, just a misjudgment on teammates' positioning.
I mean, there's a lot of trust too. You see Jordan go up, who's like I always mention, so mechanical. You expect him to have a better touch. Unfortunately, if you are an Alpine fan, that one did not go in favor of Alpine. But for version 1, give credit to them and their ability to punish and be prepared to capitalize on a small opportunity, because that was a small window.
Well, 1 goal up for version 1. This is a much more reasonable ask for Alpine to tie it than it was in game number 3, where they had a 4-0 lead at one point. Version 1 is finding a little bit of success in the mistakes of Alpine, but not much success in what they were generating last game. So I'm wondering if now we've seen an Alpine that's found an answer to what version 1 was doing last time. Now, the next step is to grab some goals. Good passing plays. That might be an attempt. Percy goes low, takes it himself. No finish. Torment was waiting patiently. He's one of the best defenders, or had been one of the best defenders in NA. Shows it right there.
I like that idea from Percy, who was actually going for a wave dash dribble. He got the flip reset, then wanted to zoom under the ball with the wave dash on the ground to get a little chip shot in, but it took a little bit too much time, so the defense was able to predict where he wanted to go. Now there's still better offensive attempts from Alpine. This is much better than the previous game, but is it enough? They're still trailing by 1. That pass from Magic Bear, out of this world, to get it to Percy.
It all started with that clear to the wall there. Magic Bear was ready for that. He just a beautiful follow-up touch off the backboard, and Percy has all of the net to shoot it at. Calm was in no position to save that.
My favorite part about that play is Magic Bear used the bottom of his car to soften that hit. Most of the time, with how fast he was coming in, most of the time you're gonna overhit it. Jordan on the solo play right off the kickoff takes the lead for Alpine.
This is why I talked about kickoffs in game number 3, because I'm like, they can bring it back. If they get that kickoff momentum, this is how fast a goal can happen on kickoff. And with that, Alpine takes the lead. Version 1 started this game with a 1-0 lead, and now Alpine's brought it back. 1 unanswered goal for version 1. And they're gonna have to try to find a new solution to taking down Alpine, because Alpine has got their heads back in the game and are ready to take this series.
Oh, calm. Deadly little shot there. But they're not abusing the corners as much. We haven't seen the assist guru that is Torment step up in this game that he was doing last game. Definitely a huge factor for version 1 success. But off the backboard is Gimmick trying to set up a teammate. It's Torment who has the speed top down, but Gimmick is there in time. I didn't think he was going to get it. I'm not sure if Alpine had a slower rotation or how they didn't get in front of this.
No, I mean, his Magic just didn't respect that someone would be there. I mean, he definitely got to be quicker for that.
That's why it's so useful to use the top of the box and that little dip down, because as an offender in that situation, it's way easier to read where that ball is going to go rather than being in the net.
No, I agree. You definitely just want to maybe be jumped to threaten it a little bit more. I don't know. It's a tricky spot. You're absolutely right. As a defender, you're looking straight up at the ceiling at that point, right? Or you're looking forward, looking for the ball indicator, trying to see who's attacking, and it's difficult, but potentially saved with a pre-jump there. You got to get desperate. But now we're tied up since there was no answer from Magic Bear on that straight down there. And version 1 Alpine going toe-to-toe, 2-1 in the series of this best of 7. Almost every single one, except for one, of these series across the group stage has gone to game 7. And honestly, with both these teams showing these answers, you called it early that it might not go to game 7. I'm thinking there's a possibility now at this point.
Oh, yeah, certainly. And it's because we've seen a step up from version 1. Where they're able to get passes like this with Calm always on the receiving end. Calm has been so instrumental to the offense of version 1.
No, it absolutely has. The power he gets on all of his touches just from midfield have been super threatening to Alpine. Alpine's been continually reminded that they need to have someone back, which reduces their strength on offense. And gives version 1 just a little bit more space to work with, which is what I think is causing a lot of this back and forth. It's just due to Calm's insanely powerful touches onto that offense. And we're going to grab an overtime.
Or are we? Or are we?
If Torment can't get that there, Jordan.
Or are we?
Is that going to be? No, okay, that's it.
All right, never mind. I take it back. We're going to get it.
We're not. We're overtime. But it was close. It was definitely close.
I get so sad whenever those things go down. I think buzzer beaters by far one of the best parts about the game. Yeah, so
it's
good.
yeah, you're right. It's one of the most hype things. I mean, like, literally our greatest moment in Rocket League comes from a buzzer beater. You know, to bring it into overtime like that. So
we need Shogun. That's basically what you're saying. And we also need somebody from Alpine to finish the shot. It had gone in front of the net dozens of times, but unfortunately, nobody was able to be there. And Version 1 escaped with a lot of this pressure 33 seconds into the overtime. And we've had a dominant showing from Alpine.
40 seconds in. It's offense here for Version 1. No finish for Torment.
Got time.
And there's going to be a dead offense from Version 1. Alpine will have a chance to move it down, but Magic Bear with no boost isn't going to be able to threaten the Stuart. Percy backside. Grabbing backwards again. I've seen that a lot. Ooh, chance for Gimmick.
Gimmick.
Look for the flip reset.
Oh.
Misses it. And that'll be cleared by Percy.
Gimmick keeps turning in rotation, and it's reminding me of like a splinter. You ever get like a splinter you can't see, and you're just mad about it?
Shot.
You're just upset about it because you can't find it, and you also can't find a challenge to get in front of Magic Bear because Percy dodged the demo. Look at Torment sliding in the corner.
That was a heads-up play though from Percy to send Torment into that tail whip slide there, as you know, he heard him coming beyond. He knew the threat was going to be there. All he had to do, he didn't need the shot, he didn't need the play. All Magic Bear needed to do was get the ball to center because he knew he had 2 defenders beat if he could get past that. So he jumped for the first, sent it to the second, and Torment goes sliding away on the winter snow.
Dude, that was amazing. He's like, he went for the demo. I don't know what happened. In the background of the final goal in overtime, you just see Torment like flailing in the background. Yeah, trying to get something. Alpine, we've got match point, Leaf. You might be the curse to end game 7s. How do you feel about that? How do you feel being responsible for it?
Oh, I don't know how I feel about this. I mean, like we're giving people less heart attacks by going to game 7.
That's true.
I'm also taking away the game 7, which are super hype.
Yeah.
I kind of at this point want to see every game. I know it's longer days, but I kind of want to see every game go to a game or series go to a game 7 now at this point. But yeah, no, I think it's still there. I still edge the favor to Alpine. I mean, obviously you say that. I was gonna say it earlier too, but I do still.
You just wanted to wait until they got the lead. You
know no, I just
casual.
There was goals happening every time I tried to talk. A goal happened. I do edge it to them because it does feel like they're a little more. They have a little more of a fundamental idea of what they're doing on the field. To me, feels more strong. They're always connecting with passing plays. They aren't going for too many solo plays, where I do see Version 1 resorting to that a lot. I mean, even with that gimmick flip reset, I mean, it just feels like they end up in a position like that where they're coming straight down towards the net in a solo play way too much, and that's too easy for Alpine to read.
And Version 1, don't get me wrong, they have really solid looking chances like this from Torment, but then he blocks it from Gimmick. It's the final like milliseconds of these attempts from Version 1 that go horribly wrong. Like in that instance where Torment got the touch instead of leaving it for Gimmick, or previously trying to get a shot where it gets blocked out from Magic Bear. Alpine are pretty much finding every goal line save they can get.
I actually don't know how Magic Bear saved that. That was pretty good. Calm again had yet another beautiful touch. All of his touches are so powerful. I do not want to be on the receiving end of one of his shots.
Right.
Alpine match point in this group stage. Reminder, we are still in groups. The finals will be on Saturday for North America. Top 3 of each group make it out. Version 1 struggling to get a win here, but Calm is just gonna bully his way through. He just came out of nowhere too.
Yeah, and this wait, this is chaos. The double stab.
I'm like, what?
I was wondering too, because I saw the slow replay. I'm like, how do you even put this in? Does he have a flip reset? No, that doesn't make any sense. A Magic Bear comes out of left field and just yeets him in there.
Bang! He's like, here, you need a goal. We're about to win anyways. We'll at least give you something.
Oh no! What is Magic Bear doing? Magic Bear, no! Magic Bear is is dropping the controller a little bit, having a couple of defensive blunders. He tries to get a touch here and instead overshoots the ball. Doesn't even find any contact.
Yeah.
Gimmick just has to get a little clean 50. Up 2-0 for version 1. Maybe we do get the game 7.
Magic Bear is sad that we didn't get Mafia yesterday. He's like, you know what? I'ma be the imposter.
Yeah.
There's
There's an imposter on the game. There it is.
We'll see if they can bring it back. 2-goal lead isn't impossible to come back from. Alpine, especially, you know, you look at they're always having their teammates in their mind. But you look at, I want to start counting now how many times version 1 just goes for a solo play and then leaves. Like that's their offense. And then how many times Alpine looks for that passing play. You know, it really to me is the big difference maker between these two teams.
Yeah, and maybe version 1 have better solo play ability, maybe besides the Magic Bear, who we all know as the one's main representing Alpine. But on the other side, I think version 1, all 3 players maybe a bit more gifted when it comes to those flicks. Like, look at Gimmick. Getting the mind game, that's maybe the 4th or 5th challenge where Gimmick has won it easily when he's in a 1v1 situation. So maybe version 1, instead of always trying to prioritize the passing, which I would love to see even more, but build off that. If you know Gimmick's going to win a 50 or a calm here, beats 2 players. This is where you got to capitalize. Understand when your teammates are going to win those 1v1s and push up and shadow him.
Yeah, you see it after those, and like solo plays can work, right? But you need to have someone there following up any of those rebounds that come outward. And you're right, a lot of times those second, the 2 players, someone that should be the striker and that 3rd man, are both backing up to midfield and just trying to control that and just poke and prod. Again, match point version 1 attempting to fight off a win here from Alpine. Slowly but surely, they are up 2 goals and they're holding off any Alpine offense right now, which is a good start. If you don't let them score, you're going to win this one. And just a push through, a missed read on that 50-50 from the defender of Alpine, and a 3rd goal from version 1.
And this is a clear sign, an indicator that Alpine's defense is panicking. That's because version 1 has completely stepped it up with the pace. Percy in that situation assumes that the striker is going to be there much earlier, doesn't even bother to try to read the play, but instead throws himself at the ball. All Calm, I believe it was who had the shot, has to do is wait a little bit, and you mind game the opponent. Gimmick with a 50 almost gets the 4th one for version 1. A very, very steady performance. Are we going to get that game 7? I think if they keep playing like this, version 1 could easily make it the distance.
Actually, I think I'm just realizing, and admins correct me if I'm mistaken here, but I'm pretty sure this is to get in bracket. Yeah, this is to make it to Saturday as well. So there's actually a lot on the line for this.
Yes.
So for version 1, this win here is absolutely crucial because Alpine's at match point.
And you're talking about a crucial win. Now Jordan's going to step up off the corner. Kind of reminded me of Torment in the earlier game. Gets the ground pinch. Fantastic read on where the defenders were. Knew they were on the backboard, trying to slide in and find an aerial block. So Jordan keeps it low and squeezes it down. 45 seconds left. They didn't make the comeback last time, but it was 1-4. Maybe a 1-3 scoreline is easier.
Easier, but again, 48 seconds. If you didn't get one off this kickoff here, it's likely not going to happen. Too much time is going to be killed off. Version 1 knows how to buy time. They're going to bring the ball high. They'll just, you know, keep it out of your reach as much as possible. And they should be able to take this one. So version 1 struggling to keep this win away from Alpine, as the winner does move on to that double elim bracket later on.
Which is crucial. You know, just clarifying that if you lose this, you are out. Winner makes it to the playoffs. I think they would be in competition then for the 3rd spot, making it to the lower bracket if you do come in at that 3rd spot. Magic Bear, okay, a little chance here. Maybe off the kickoff, Leaf. Maybe off the kickoff, there's some magic in the air that could do something.
There's some magic in the bear.
I had to say it.
Oh, yeah, no. I mean a cheat here.
Oh
no! What is this? What is this? Wait! Double fake. It's
Percy. What? He missed. No. Percy, we had it! Oh no! Are you serious? It was there, Leaf. The play was right in front of us. I can't believe it.
They did it. Oh no.
Oh my god.
The crossbar is gonna haunt Percy. That was it's gonna haunt him for so long.
We always say that, or at least I always say that. I'm like, oh, there could be a good kickoff, but it never happens, right?
Yeah.
The one time.
That was so close. We almost had it, but we will go into a game 6. I think, or is that game 5? I can't count. I moved to the casting.
That was
booth, and
game
now I can't count.
5, I believe. Now we're going into game 6.
Okay, yeah. So game 6, still a match point for Alpine, and they're gonna be screaming. I want to hear what comms were on that one, because they were screaming at that point, and V1 did what you just did, a collective sigh of relief as they move on to the next game.
I don't even know what the kickoff strategy was, because Alpine had missed the ball. I don't know if which team is what I'm trying to figure out. Yeah, so who was trying to get the fake? Here's the thing, because somebody had to have faked him, right?
We'd really have to look at it again. I'm wondering if one person. So there's 2 possibilities. One, Alpine went for a read on it, so they went for a delayed kickoff to try and read that ball off, basically.
I think that might be the most probable situation, because if you're Alpine, you're 100% trying to get that one to pop up.
Or they did want the fake kickoff, and it just that's what happened. So I think those are the 2 possibilities. Either way, it kicked up for them how they wanted it. They just didn't get the shot.
But it was a good attempt. Definitely gives you some energy going into the next one, knowing you got that close to making a near impossible comeback. Surely you've got to feel confident going here, but Version1 as well, they just took the win. They've got a bigger obstacle ahead of them, but it is 100% doable, so long as you've got Gimmick still winning those 1v1 challenges on the offense and Calm still smacking the ball with all that power.
Yeah, it's a reminder, match point for Alpine. All it even takes in this series is 1 goal, and they've moved on to that playoff bracket on Saturday.
Yeah, and this is where Alpine struggled, though, is closing out games. They had made it to game 7 against the Knights. I thought there were a lot of fantastic looks early on for Alpine that they could have moved forward with, but it seemed to be lagging a bit when they got in those high-pressure situations, and you can even see how it affected Percy with the final shot to make it an OT game. Previously, that clutch factor needs to be there. Somebody from Alpine can step up here and finish this game, or Version1, maybe it's going to be on the shoulders of Torment yet again.
Maybe. Maybe not.
Maybe not.
Who knows? We'll find out. Alpine, Version1, duking it out for that spot. Version1 pulling back. We've had some ups and downs. It seems more so, in my opinion, to Alpine's faults. Version1 definitely cranked it up in that 3rd game to grab themselves that first win.
Oh, what a 50! And Calm still read it to get the save on the rotation. Now a pass in the midfield. That 50, I didn't see who actually got the piece of it, but that would have been crazy if we had slipped in. And now off the backboard, Torment tries to go for something a bit spooky as that one lobs in front, almost giving an opportunity, and Alpine's defense is standing tall.
I was wondering if it wouldn't there. I saw Gimmick on his way out looking for a bump, but they did lose possession. So they'll have to try again from their own end. 2 people trying to go for that. There's a 3rd, which means they likely won't have a good follow-up here. Oh, there was a pretty good recovery from Gimmick, though.
This feels like a Version1 shootout, though, Leaf.
Yeah, shot after shot. I'm wondering if, like, you need those to go more center. That's a bit better. I like to see that. They almost get a goal as a result of an infield pass. They need more of that.
Yeah, it's so painful to watch it bounce off the post as well, with how nice of a play that setup was. You're giving space back to Jordan now to punish on what you've missed out on.
How was it? Okay. Jordan just puts it straight to the net. We had a double commit there. Yeah. Torment was creeping away from the net, maybe expecting a win on a 50-50. Just unsafe defense from Version1.
I don't blame Torment there, assuming his team. I mean, there's 2 players who go for the ball. You expect somebody to touch it, right?
Who's gonna hit it, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. But Torment's feeling the burn now.
Now Alpine punishing a post though, but I want to see. I know they got the post on that, but I want to see version 1 do what they did there more.
Yeah, 100%. Well, there's way more shots on the side of version 1. They look like they have all the pressure, and it's just come down to Alpine's counterattacks. A weird pinch opportunity almost sets that one in the net, and a bump from Gimmick is going to open up space to get a nice clear.
Yeah, that, as you said, that opened up the space for them to move out. They needed that breathing room. If it wasn't there, that could have been some sustained offense from Alpine. But now they'll find themselves rolling back to their own end. A little bit of midfield pressure here. Low boost is going to cause probably a dead offense.
Yeah.
For Alpine.
Final minute. You've just got to hold on if you're Alpine. Match point. Prioritize these 50s and try to play that safer play style instead of over-aggressing and overextending that rotation.
Yeah, not too safe, but enough that if an opportunity arises to move on offense, take a shot, go for it. Just make sure that it's low risk. You're not going for something that could potentially, you don't need it. You don't go for something that could throw away a goal of your own. So something like this, actually.
This is where Alpine struggle, though. I talked about it. The clutch factor, closing out games, is a totally different element in Rocket League that a lot of people don't take into consideration. Alpine trying to do this with the final 20 seconds.
Once those nerves, you start to hesitate just a little bit, even a fraction of a second. Second, it can cause you to lose a 50-50, you know? Oh no, that's a backboard. Oh. 4 seconds left now. Alpine just needs to hold on, and they'll make it to the playoff bracket on Saturday. If that just touches the goal to happen, Torment will try one final attempt. And he gets beat up by Percy. Percy drops it to the ground, caught by Calm. Kept in the air. Just needs to touch the ground, and there it'll be. Alpine is going to send themselves onto that final day, but they will play against Pittsburgh Knights first later in the day to determine their seeding, whether they're going to be in the upper bracket or in that lower bracket come Saturday.
GG's dropped in the chat. Definitely a fantastic series, and I still want to give credit to version 1. I think they were resilient. There were a couple of chances, and think about that one shot that hit the post. Could have changed everything, tied up the series. We might even see a version 1 win here. And you were right on point, Leaf, with that analysis of saying they needed to go more infield, try to get those passes inwards, because that was what gave them all those opportunities.
Yeah, no, exactly. So I think Alpine, again, we went into the series kind of phrasing it that we think Alpine's got a bit of the edge here. Version 1 was fighting back. I want them to look for each other and connect a little bit more on that offense. They have threatening offense. It's just not varied enough, and Alpine can just stop those straight on shots a lot. So good attempt from version 1, but unfortunately their journey ends right here. Alpine moving on to that final bracket, and Pittsburgh Knights will face them to find their seeding. For now, we're going to go to a quick break before we come back and break that one down. So we'll see just a few.
All right, 1, 2, 3. Oh no, this series actually went 6 this time.
Yeah.
Woo! Okay. All right. Still a long day, but we're getting through it. Alpine take this one in 6 against version 1. That's actually a pretty solid result. I'm back here at Rocket League Summit 2 with Turtle and Leaf. Gentlemen, break down to me what just happened.
All right. Well, let's do that. we saw another one, only the second one of this whole tournament so far, go to a game 6. Everything else, you said it yourself, has been best of 7 going to game 7. We only got 6 out of this. I think Alpine, again, we started this one off kind of giving favor to them. Version 1 snapped back a little bit with some of that speed coming out, and game number 3 was really where we saw it because they needed to make an adjustment. So game number 3 was where they did that. They were just going ham. You saw Calm's shots were just insanely powerful all the time. And they did connect a little more from those corners like Turtle was talking about. Yeah. But then it disappeared from there on out.
I missed that corner play too from Torment. I think it was definitely more difficult after that game because you could tell that Alpine had made an adaptation on that style to put somebody in the corner a bit earlier and make sure they're winning 50s and prioritizing it so that it doesn't pop out. But Torment, I think after that play, especially where he's sliding in the corner, that was one of my favorite moments too, is the Torment slide. I love that moment. That was great.
It was a Hail Mary attempt.
Exactly.
He lost control.
We even almost saw some comebacks from Alpine. So I think in almost every single game, there were chances for Alpine to get back and be more dominant in this series. Overall, Version 1 gave them a run for their money, but it just wasn't enough.
Yeah, I honestly think coming out of this, I talked about before we going into this, and I love all the guys on Version 1. So this isn't me disparaging them as players. I just really feel like, again, the personality of the team on the field is just it's not there, or it's not varied enough. You know, it just it feels like their shots are just they're straight on the net. Too many solo plays, and like I know they got mechanics to do it, but they do need to throw in some mix-ups and look for each other just a little bit more. Even saw that one passing play that did come out, the Gimmick got off the post.
The infield one, yeah.
Yeah, you get more of those. Eventually, those shots are going to go on net, right? So I think that's personally, and you could disagree, but personally, that's what I want to see out of Version 1 just a little bit more, because I know they can connect with each other.
Oh, man. That's a lot to break down. You guys are so good.
Yes, sir. Yes,
sir. That was amazing. At this point, I mean, guys, it looks like these matchups are getting even more intense, but that was just a little bit here from North America. We have KC Pioneers getting ready to take on E United. Next up, we need to come to a break, though, so we can get that set up. Don't go anywhere. Rocket League Summit 2, we'll be right back.